Hello, my name is Yulduz and today I will be talking about contract and contract law. First of all, we have to understand what is contract and what is contract law. We all know that any legally binding document made between 2 or 3 parties is named contract. And the contract law is the law which controls these agreements. Let it be connected with goods, services, money, real estate, or employment. And there are very important, vital aspects of making contract. They are considered to be offer and acceptance, consideration, capacity, consent, and legal object. Now, when we say offer and acceptance, we imply that those parties who are drafting a contract should have clear offers and clear statements accepting these offers. And when we say consideration, we're talking about all the terms and conditions of making this contract. The capacity implies that a person who is agreeing, signing this contract, is in the right state of mind. That is, not sick, not drunk, and at the right age to make these decisions, like to sign a contract. And another thing that is important is consent. The contract must be made if both parties agree to make it. If they do not agree, then it is not considered to be legal. And the last but not least, the legal object. When we say the legal object, we're talking about the aim of making this contract. The contract made has to be legal and it should have a legal object, aim, purpose to make it. Okay. If it is clear, let me give you several examples of such contracts. For example, entering university. When you're paying education fees, you make a contract. Sometimes it can be, let's say, a loan agreement. You take a loan from a bank and pay for your education, right? And there is a 3-party agreement going on between you, the bank, and the educational institution. Or there is employment contract, which is made between employers and employees, where the terms and conditions of working are included. There is also franchise agreement. Franchise agreement, for example, you know that McDonald's, those famous fast food chain of cafes, they have like thousands of franchise agreements with people like all around the world, like thousands in the US only. And what they do is they give their legal permission to use their brand name, and those people who kind of use their legal brand name kind of buy it, purchase it from them. And in order to make it legal, they sign a contract. Okay, if it is all clear, let us move on to the next part of our lesson, which is going to be storytelling. Okay, now what is storytelling? Probably, as its name suggests, it's clear that it is when you tell a story. Storytelling is kind of very, although it sounds very simple, it's not an easy thing to do because it involves several things like intonation, the use of language, the use of various adverbs, right, in order to make your story more interesting and exciting. And it also has, let's say, starting point and ending point, which you have to kind of follow. In order to tell a story in a correct way, first of all, you need to pay attention to the use of narrative tenses. Please do not forget, usually when we are telling a story, we use narrative tenses, which includes past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous tenses. But sometimes when it is made in a more simple way, present forms are also used. And whenever we are telling a story, we have to follow a certain order. There is always the introduction to the story, the starting point when you give the background information, And there is the middle point when the events develop. And at this point, there is usually the most important part of the information. Let's say when something really exciting happens, like when there is this twists of events going on. And then there is the ending part where you kind of finish your story with a certain conclusion there. So, okay, and whenever you're telling a story, you need to pay attention to the language that you're using. It shouldn't be too formal. Because storytelling is considered to be part of like semi-formal or informal language. And also, you have to pay attention to your intonation. If you tell a story in a too monotonous way, believe me, people won't be interested in that story. So, okay, and the next part is going to be about grammar topic, which is gerunds and infinitives. Well, gerunds and infinitives, I think you really are familiar with this topic. Gerunds are the verbs which usually come with ing, and infinitives are the verbs which come with to. So when we say it comes with ing, we imply that the verb coming after the gerund verb usually takes ing, like enjoy doing something. Practice speaking English. But when we say infinitives, we are talking about two verbs coming together and there is to between them. For instance, like promise to do something, a promise to study well. Yeah. Well, the further information you can get through the slides, everything is clearly stated here, and you can find the list of both gerund and infinitive verbs here. I hope that this video was interesting for you and hope to see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.